So let me share an experience that I had trying to get on the Fox News Business Network or Fox News. Uh, Maybe 12 or 15 years ago, John Stossel called me at my home and said that he really liked my interviews and that maybe we could do a segment. So I prepared a little package for him, and then he said, cut it down to 12 minutes, it's a little bit too long or whatever. So I sent it to him and nothing came of it. Then I interviewed John about 2 or 3 years ago, and he explained to me that the reason he wasn't able to use the interviews is because they were too explosive, too powerful, that ABC censors wouldn't allow them. And so he said, but now that he has his own show, he'd be willing to take a look at them. So I sent an interview that I did with Newt Gingrich, where he said that Newt Gingrich, a Republican, said that redistribution of wealth is theft. So I said, hey, John, I think you could use this clip, to prove your point that you're making every so often, that redistribution of wealth is theft. And the producer said that she didn't think that Newt Gingrich was relevant. And then I sent one on John McCain, where he says that foreign aid is not redistribution of wealth. I said, well, they're taking it from Americans and giving it to other people. Why that's not he couldn't explain it, and so he was like, well, I can't explain it, but it's not redistribution. So I sent a few. The producer said, that's not relevant. John McCain, previously a presidential candidate, not relevant to the political scene. No, I sent a few other senators and congressmen. Nothing came of it. So I got tired, didn't send any more. And to this day, I haven't been able to get John to, again, watch some of those shows. So what advice do you have for people like that? Isn't that kind of interesting? I mean, so I think a lot of people, there's doorkeepers, right? Gate watchers, and if you can't get through the gate watcher, I can't get John to watch one of the new interviews that I've done. Dynamic, explosive, put him into a movie, in fact. Vince Vaughn wanted to do a movie about my interviews.
That's awesome.
And we started doing the
So
interviews.
if you're in contact with Vince Vaughn, then I would love that contact.
Well, that story has a sad ending as well.
No, this is not good. Let's make things more upbeat.
Well, I won't tell you the Vince Vaughn story, but okay. I told you one sad story. That's enough, huh? You don't want to hear too many.
Well, I mean,
anyway, I'm assuming that there's a lot of other people that have tried to get their foot in the door, and I'm thinking, since you were able to do it, maybe you could give them some practical advice on because you have been able to do it. So let's talk about your success.
Well, what's interesting, I mean, when you have a show like that, it's someone else's show, and so they're able to cultivate exactly what content they want on there. So if you have a specific idea for a show that you would like to create or information you would like out there, I would encourage people to, more and more do their own content.
Well, John said that he liked the interviews and he would take a look at them, but from his perspective, taking a look at them means send it to my producer. If she says it's not relevant, it's not relevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, I do a lot of casting as well, and actors have the same problem. So they're constantly asking to be in other people's films, they're constantly applying, and they have to convince people that they're good enough, and there's this long process you have to go through. So more and more, I'm encouraging people to do their own web series. So what you see more and more is the evolution of the YouTube star. I mean, you have these incredible stars that are rising, and what are their shows about? I mean, it's an 18-year-old girl in her bedroom teaching people how to put on makeup and showing them, what clothes she has. But people watch it. She has millions and millions and millions of subscribers. So
are you making me feel bad? My biggest interview with Harry Reid has 2.5 million views on YouTube.
Well, did you teach people how to put on makeup?
No.
No. I mean, what I really try to press onto people is that it's all about branding. It's all about getting your name out there, and you can do it yourself. We're living in an era where there's huge democratization in the film industry and the music industry as well. Equipment is cheaper. People can go out and create their own content with high-end equipment, and it doesn't cost a whole lot. So more and more, this is the system has been filtered down so that it's accessible to everyone. There are no longer huge barriers to entry. You can get your content in front of huge amounts of eyeballs without having to be a nationally syndicated show. So I encourage people to take advantage of new technology, and rather than trying to seek out other shows or films or whatnot, I really do encourage people to create their own branding, put most of their work into the marketing and publicity rather than the content, because that's what's going to get you viewers.
Well, Noemi, I think, let's end on an upbeat note. I think everybody can learn from what you've been able to do, and hope that they can follow your footsteps. I'm certainly trying.
I think you're wonderful. I adore what you do. So thank you for going out there and teaching people about these ideas.
Thank you then, Noemi, and have a good trip back.
Thank you so much.